I have never believed in ghosts. All the stories told on rainy nights, the rumors in the small neighborhood, or the yellowed diary entries found in old drawers, to me, were just ghost stories made up to scare children. But that night, when the clock on the table struck midnight, my worldview collapsed in an instant. The living room was silent, except for the heavy ticking of the wall clock. I sat motionless, my hands clasping the second envelope, my mind reeling with unanswered questions. But then the noise in the attic rang out again, clearer, as if someone was dragging something heavy and cumbersome. The wood creaked and groaned, then stopped, leaving only a dead silence. I swallowed, goosebumps rising all over my body. The attic had long been abandoned, filled with old boxes covered in cobwebs. No one had been up there in years, except me, when I was packing up after Michael's funeral. I looked up at the ceiling, where a small wooden door led to the attic. The old stepladder was still standing in the corner, covered in a thick layer of dust. I walked toward it, each step heavy, as if held back by something invisible. My hands trembled as I placed them on the ladder, the dust clinging to my skin. Cold, I took a deep breath, telling myself to be brave, to find out the truth. Otherwise, I would never be at peace. As I pushed open the attic door, a cold gust of air blew down, making me shiver. The space was pitch black, the smell of mold and mildew mixed with the smell of rotten wood. I turned on the flashlight on my phone. The weak light swept through every corner. Dusty cardboard boxes, old things scattered around. Everything was silent. But in one corner, I saw a wooden chair with a broken leg, on which there were traces of it having been dragged, leaving a long trail on the dusty floor. I walked closer, my heart pounding. Right next to the chair was a dusty photo album. I bent down to pick it up, flipping through it. Family photos appeared, of Michael and I from when we were kids, then the last photos before he left. I was stunned, my eyes stinging. But on the last page, I was stunned. It was a photo I had never seen before. In the photo was me, sitting in the living room last night, holding the first envelope. Behind me, in the frame, was a tall, thin figure, with disheveled hair and pitch-black eyes, staring straight into the lens. I dropped the album on the floor, my heart almost stopping. How could I have this photo when I had just received the letter last night? And who took it? The only answer that flashed in my mind was that the person in the attic was following me. The flashlight on my phone suddenly flickered, then went out. Darkness enveloped me. I panicked and turned it on several times, but to no avail. In the dense darkness, I heard slow footsteps behind me. I held my breath, every muscle tensed. The footsteps approached, the wooden floor creaked. I turned around quickly, but saw nothing but pitch-black darkness. Suddenly, a whisper rang out right next to my ear. "David." I panicked and fell backwards, my hands groping in the darkness. As I got up, my knee brushed against something hard. I touched it and realized it was a small wooden box. I quickly opened it. Inside were old letters, all with my name written. On them, in Michael's familiar handwriting, there were dozens of envelopes, each yellowed, neatly arranged, as if they had been there for many years. I quickly pulled one out. Inside was only one sentence: "You can't escape." I panicked, quickly closed the box, but at that moment, I heard a soft laugh echoing throughout the attic, echoing from all directions, so cold that my spine froze. I hugged the box, recklessly rushing towards the stairs. When I pulled the door, flapped to climb down, the attic door suddenly slammed shut, blocking my escape route. I clapped my hands repeatedly, shouting for help, but no sound came out, as if I had been locked in a space separate from reality. In desperation, I turned back. At the end of the attic, in the dim light of the crack of light through the broken roof tiles, there was a figure standing there, tall and thin, with a pale face, eyes like deep hollows, staring at me. The figure began to walk, each step heavy on the wooden floor. I stepped back, my back pressed against the door. My breathing was rapid, my hands trembling non-stop, and then a familiar voice rang out, no longer gentle, but full of gloom. "You shouldn't have opened the first letter end of part 3. Watch the next episode to see how David will face the figure in the attic.